Hardpoint identified.
Push out! Smash!
Hardpoint locked down.
Enemy down.
Tango down!
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost. We've taken the lead.
Down.
Hardpoint identified. Capture the objective. Hardpoint is ours. We've taken the lead.
Enemy down.
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Headshot.
Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Be advised, hostile hunter kill hound. Hostile predator missile inbound. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint is ours.
Enemy down.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Tango down.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint identified. Capture the objective. Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint is ours. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Target down.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Grenade out.
Hardpoint identified. Capture the objective. Hardpoint is ours. Heavy hunter killer drone deployed. Tested.
On in the past, but obviously have been putting in the work, and it's paying off as Kings just struggling to find an inch, let alone a mile, against this exclusive squad, and they're currently doubling up on the reigning champions of Europe.
So clean as well. Streaks to boot. I think Exclusive really are starting to have full control. And I mentioned, when you're in control, it's fun. When you're not in control, it's not. Kings just haven't had opportunities really to engage in those fighting for control situations. They're getting isolated. They're getting wiped. It's not fun, especially when you're seeing the likes of Neil and the likes of Creed have the map they're having. It's been so impactful. Their pathing is excellent, and they're allowing now no chance for Kings to get onto the repeats.
Well, if you're going to find an entry, it's going to be at the hands of Grizz. 2 from the shotgun, and the Annihilator for Marvel does come through. So Kings trying to lock in a big chunk of time here on P1. Marvel's still alive with that Annihilator in hand. Doesn't have an angle to work with right here. Creed working from window, able to find one, but can't make it a second. Grizz continues to be pesky. He's going to get shut down in the hands of Veer. And once again, despite the investment from Kings, Exclusive, just the stronger squad, the better teamwork for them. And a lot of one-by-one pushes are costing Kings the big way.
100-point game here, Bobby. We came into this talking about how Exclusive had a mountain to climb against the reigning champions, but simply put, their adjustments are gorgeous. A nice wipe there for Kings the last 10 seconds, but let's talk about the rotation here. Full-on foot race, but still Exclusive here, just about have the edge.
Hunter Killer comes down from above, does connect on to Creed. Big gunfights. Nobody on the hard point as of yet. Yet to pop, and Veer's going to go ahead and hop on down, see if he can get that support. Shuts down Raid on the bottom side, but you got a player up in tower. That's going to be Marvel to pick up 2. Can he make it a third one right here? Doesn't need to. It's going to be Grizz there to back him up, and Kings doing their best to close this gap, but they've yet to get anything remotely close to a full 60. Grizz with an opportunity right there to pick up 1, and they take out the final player around the corner. So finally an opportunity for Kings to find a big hold.
Impressive as well. Good spots there, because Inferno's playing outside of the hill, catching the respawning players. Now Exclusive got 30 seconds left to try and claim, take it to 200 points, but Kings have got all the timings now. This really is how momentum can shift into the team, because now it comes down to perfect half point. Although Exclusive now managed to break on in, the spawns needs to be read, and really it's a case of hot potato. Can you flip in time, and can you read it in time?
Thing is, Kings can't afford to keep going 40-20. You need a full 60 at some point right here, because Exclusive have eclipsed that 200-point mark. Raid going to be able to find 1 off the heady right there, so they cut off rotations. And there should be a straight shot for all 4 of these Kings players to make their way into the hard point. 1 player there to contest. That's going to be Creed. What type of damage can he do? They've got the close side spawns. Right now, Creed with an opportunity to take down Inferno. The information should be there, but the 1 player on the inside of that building is not going to be able to take him down, but Inferno does the damage anyway. And once again, Kings putting themselves in position to succeed. Can they win the gunfights?
Exclusive have the backside. They won the fights there. Inferno's still holding on, and it's really difficult now for Exclusive to get in. They have great instances where they're set up for the kills, but they can't seem to find their way through. It just comes down to the trades. It comes down to how much can Kings apply the pressure, and they are. The respawners are just in between every segment and every single team wipe they need. Really, this now is going to be a bit more of a closer game. 23 seconds to hold. Kings got a great chance of doing it.
And Exclusive are taking so much time trying to flip those backside spawns that they've allowed the entire hardpoint to go uncontested. They finally break on through. 20 seconds to be gained, but that means that Kings are perfectly set up toward P4. That scrap time could be big for Exclusive, but you've got to find a way to break on through right here. Fortunately for them, they've got 3 operators to try to do it.
Ooh, this initial is going to be absolutely huge here. Kings are already on there, but Exclusive are just playing a bit slower now. They want the Rees to be there, and even when Caesar there spawns in the back, it creates a wonderful split. But look at the pressure here. Kings have overloaded onto the point. It's going to be 2 heads to shoot at, but no way to get on. As now as the Hunter Killer drone is called in, Exclusive here have got such a tough job now to try and get this. They've been 200 points for like 6 hills here, Bobby.
Grizz gonna get shut down right there. Creed gets on the point to be able to contest right here. Exclusive gladly taking any amount of tick they can get. The War Machine does get shut down right there. Marvel, 2 with the Annihilator, but he gets traded out. Grizz nearly finds 2 for himself. Says there to reinforce. It's so tight here on P4. It's so back and forth between these 2 squads, but Kings get the better of the trades. 3 make it 4 in the feed right there. They continue to chip away at this lead as it Exclusive Exclusive continue to spawn down toward that ramp side and have not found any avenue. Any amount of scrap time they could get would be huge right now, but Kings continue to avoid it.
Both teams fighting for control, a head-to-head here, but Exclusive just have the numbers ready for this new hill to pop up. Kings, though, having spawns close with one player on a large flank, Exclusive are looking to time these kills perfectly. They have the pathing, they have the read. Now the utility needs to go in. It needs to be a case of how can you read this pressure and how can you eliminate these players?
The break has to be perfect, and it is. Kings have made their way into the hard point. Exclusive 12 points shy, but they have struggled to get any sizable amount of hard point. Like you said, sitting around that 200 point mark for so long. Kings playing as well as they possibly can, but Exclusive have broken on in. Veer is there. Raid's got to find the trade, and he does. The reinforcements are on the way for Exclusive. Can they get on the hard point is the question. Veer gonna be able to lock down the backside in only a couple more seconds. What can the War Machine do? It's not going to be enough, and Exclusive take map 1.
Well, that right there was something special. We came into this one saying Exclusive, if they got to do well, maybe a search and destroy, but that hard point was clinical. What a pick and what a map. I mean, bear in mind, Bobby, let's talk about the proceedings of that. 100-point gap at the start, but really King started getting those 460s like you wanted. Then it became an issue of, right, are they reading the pressure? Are they getting the spawns right? Because I think when it came to winning the areas of control to take these maps, it really was down to Exclusive's dominance.
Yeah, and it was very much predicated on the way they played the front half of that map. Just a very unusual map from Kings, and something that I think Brody talked about at the beginning was, are they able to come out a little bit stronger in the Arsenal hardpoint? And that was certainly not the case right there. Obviously, sizable struggles for the SMGs and the shotguns, as Grizz is one of the players we've had eyes on. It does pick up 2 minutes in the hardpoint, but goes -10 right there. And Exclusive just built way too much of a lead off the front side of that one for Kings to be able to close the gap effectively.
We knew this was quite a high kill game, but having 4 players from Exclusive above 30 kills with relative 1.2 KDs is just insane. Everybody was doing something at a different time, and they were sharing the pressure collectively. There wasn't a moment where one player had to do everything, and it would sort of cause problems in the latter portion. Everyone was pulling their weight, and still, I think when it came to the takes, the War Machine usage and the Annihilate usage was just so key. It made the difference.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that, especially during the middle of the game where it started to slip away for Kings. There were a lot of individual plays where they just kind of played in their own zones, and the teamwork for Exclusive was simply better at so many different turns that once the lead had built to what it was, probably, I think at its largest was 180 to 100, which is not something that Kings have really seen at any point throughout the season. So phenomenal job for them to bring things back, but they had just allowed Exclusive to build too much of a lead that they were in a really nasty spot to try to take that much hard point time with only 12 seconds to spare.
We did see Kings kind of get in there. I think when it came to the sort of 5th hill to the the second set of rotations, they were holding 60, 50 seconds. I think as soon as you said they're getting 40s and 20s, they've got to do something. I think they listened to you. They actually heard you out there and started playing really well and winning most of the hills in conventional fashion. I would say, though, again, that lead was built up for so long. We did think it might slip away because Kings are that team where you think, you know what, they can do it because they're just Kings. But still, I think that was an impressive map for Exclusive, and 1-0 to kick off.
Yeah, and that's something that we even saw for them when they were going up against Omniscient. Both the hardpoint maps that they won, they were at a pretty significant deficit and still able to reel things back in. So I was very much anticipating that they were going to have a repeat of that one, but weren't able to make it happen. But the jump shot out of Marvel, clean as can be. Veer doesn't even know what hit him. Creed's going to be able to return the favor, and just like that into a 4v4, but very, very passive approach off the start for Exclusive.
Exclusive still have a sniper online. Kings now are just sort of playing with rifles here, unless Inferno can get forward. I think that when it comes to the setup here, A is going to be heavily contested. But look at it B push. It's going to be Say's reading all the information, but once the plan comes in, the play call comes in, it's about regrouping and getting numbers there. I still like the commitment though for Grizz just to remain on B.
Oh, terrible timing for Neil. Should have had the angle right there. Inferno going to be forced to back off barrels right there. And Creed not able to connect on the quick scope. Once again, they've gotten that map control up toward the bomb site. But are you able to get the planter onto the bomb is the question. No trophies to work with for them right here. Creed finally able to get things down, but you got Grizz on the inside of trailer still to deal with.
Bomb is committed. 41 seconds left. Kings now start to make the first move on the chessboard. Really no fights to be taken, just a few shots going down and maybe spamming through the wall just to get some damage done.
Ooh. Little shoulder right there. Inferno's able to cross. Once again, you got to deal with Neil, and he has been such a huge asset for this exclusive squad. Spy's going to be able to find one. Another for Neil. All down to Inferno right here, and it's a 1v3. Not meant to be. An exclusive looking for redemption as they take the hard point and they get out to a nice start here in the Search and Destroy as well.
Brody went very in on the fact that exclusive were impressed for S&D, only lost one so far, and that was the Kings, right? So now we are going to be seeing, hopefully, a new look, reinvigorated side. But set nades do go off, and so far no one really tagged up comparison to the last round where it was a jump shot snipe, instant phase trick shot to kick us off. We're now going to be a bit slowered.
Right now, Raid working barrels right here. Inferno, sniper in hand, gonna be able to find first blood. Bomb should be able to go down right here, but Kings seem fairly comfortable giving up the plant as you get two players looking to wrap through wood. And all the pressure on Neil on that backside to cut off any type of flank pressure right here. What can he find as he has eyes through wood? And that's four players looking to collapse right here. Should have that information, but is he going to be able to connect? And he's not, but there's the second shot. He finds another, and just like that, the retake is completely shut down by exclusive.
That was one of the rounds of the year, surely. I mean, it came down to one POV. We saw the X-rays cross the middle of the map. I mean, exclusive just went, you know what? Let's do it. Why not? What we got to lose? We already took a hard point off them. Let's make it even more spicy. But again, new round, new exclusive. Still though, Kings need to find a way forward. Nice break off here though, having 2-1A already.
I mean, that was just a clinical read. They knew exactly what that retake was going to look like and tore them to pieces. So now 4v4. Information should be gained for Kings as once again, I haven't had a difficult time figuring out whether or not it's going to be an A hit. It's just been a question of can you make the adjustments to stop it? And the answer has been no for the most part. A couple more picks do go through. Spy, nice pre-fire to shut down Inferno. And once again, exclusive gained the man advantage. Pressure from both sides for Kings. And the question is, will they be able to find a pick here? You got Grizz with a shotgun and then Marvel holding down that A-long angle. More than likely, the pressure going to be on to Marvel to find that first pick.
It's a minute left and 5 players on the map. I love this from Kings as well because it's playing static, and despite it all, it's now a 2v2. Bomb is not committed anywhere, but look at this already. Kings wrapping back to safety, calling in for support. So maybe what could happen here now is they could be playing more aggressive because, again, they're playing static on both sides, just waiting for a kill. Once they've got the kill, now they can start playing together in a 2v2.
Marvel trying to find an angle from inside American. Grizz, what can he find? Makes his way up to barrels right there, but does not want to peek that angle. Marvel's going to be the one that has to do it. Throws a shoulder right here, trying to catch him off guard, but there it is. Marvel hits the snipe and make it a second. Clean on the retake. Kings, a much-needed round right there, and completely at the hands of Marvel as he picks up kill number 4.
A very textbook 2v3, if you will. Both players on either side, they waited for it. I was maybe hoping exclusive would at least, you know, flood because they had the numbers. Just didn't happen. They were playing static for too long. Wasn't meant to be. Now we head into round number 4. It's going to be very, very spicy here. Exclusive breaking off, spreading the map. Kings, though, coming heavy towards mid and B. Only 1 and A this time.
Get one player to apply pressure. That's going to be Veer trying to find info over toward B. One player up in the mid map. Says, seeing if he can find anything for himself. And Inferno going to get spotted, but Veer's not afforded the kill because Neil has already done the damage. The bomb, once again, in hand on the backside of wood. Marvel looking for that jump shot. Once again, not going to be able to connect right there, but at least gets the information that there are players on that jungle side. But they're going to look to full send on into A right here. And nobody really there to gain information. So once again, Kings sticking with this plan, sending 2 players sandbags to try to find a pinch angle. Question is, can they get timing to go their way? That's going to be Raid finding the opening kill.
I love this play. Still 4v4, still bomb is down. Kings are aggressing already really fast here through trailer. And they have at least sights on. Exclusive have kind of played more defensive here in static. They've given up bomb just for at least a read of the pressure. But Kings have stacked early on. It's really impressive. It's good enough. And now it starts to pile on in. Only going to be down to 1 player.
God. I mean, Spy's just snapping on people right now. 9 kills on the board through the first 4 rounds. And Exclusive take yet another round in convincing fashion right there, as Kings have just not really had any type of response for their A push other than a god tier retake out of Marvel, hitting some crazy shots like he does. Caesar gets pushed up right here. Can he find any mid-map control? Raid's gonna read it right there, so he's getting shut down, but Spy, 10 kills on the board already. He makes it 11 as he gets eyes onto Raid. Marvel doing everything he can to find some type of response for this King squad. And I think Veer got spotted out from the backside. Nade connects for Inferno, and the retake is on right here. What can Spy find? He's been untouchable so far and continues to be, as Grizz now tries to peek over top with the R9 in hand, but there's Marvel, sniper in hand, and it's all down to Neil. Can't connect for the quick scope right there. And with 1 player on the flank, this should be a clinical retake for Kings as they get the shutdown. Grizz with the kill, and they do manage to take the round.
Oh, so impressive as well. We know how much of a win condition Neil can be in these 1v2s, but it was the timing as well. Wasn't really rushing the flank. Did you notice that? Didn't want any audio cues given away despite the nades going on and the shots going down. Very clever from Kings. Still 2-3. Now, round number 6. We're going to be looking at something tasty, especially given that Exclusive now is slowly losing the momentum. Set nades do go off through mid. A nice first blood is drawn, though, to kick things off.
That's exactly what you're looking for. Neil with the sniper. Dominant as can be. Spy 12 kills through 5 rounds. Just stupid good numbers right now as they're able to get the palm down on A. And once again, Kings have not had much of an issue with it. It's just been a question of what can they do on the retake. Marvel trying to find one on that cross from mid, and at bare minimum gets information that 1 player is wrapped toward wood, but they got to start making moves right here. 28 seconds, shot's not going to connect. Neil's going to be able to shut down Marvel. Caesar 1 on to Says, make it 2 right there, and now all down to Raid. He's shut down, and a convincing offensive side for Exclusive as they come away with it with a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, sides are going to switch now, and again, a 2-round deficit for either or. I really look forward to seeing how Kings can adapt now on what seems to be maybe a favourite side. You know better than me, Bobby. But Exclusive thus far. Set nades go through. Smokes, spot middle of the map. Great cross is coming in as Kings now set off on a very aggressive opening break-off.
Not going to be able to find any first bloods here. Obviously, largely depending on Marvel to find those. He's not going to have any angles to work with right here. Inferno not going to be able to connect for that shot. Exclusive are very comfortable to sit back and wait for something to happen, but that's what happens when you give Marvel the opportunity. Neil's going to be shut down right there. That's a significant presence out of the way. Now what do? Looking through the mid-map, seeing if you can find an angle. You know Caesar's tucked away on the inside of trailer. He doesn't want to give any opportunities, but it's going to be Marvel picking up yet another kill on Veer.
Yeah, I know, and in an important position as well. Now it forces Creed to drop down and try and regain the spot, but sadly, not to be. 5v2 now, minute left on the board, and Exclusive have just been picked apart from the very start.
I'm usually not a big fan of the whole let the snipers sit back and find the first bloods, but when you've got Marvel on your team, why not? He gets, what, 3 to open that one up, and the Kings handle business from there. So they bounce back right here, bring things to within 1 round, and for Exclusive right now, the question is, can anyone besides Spy get going? He's got 13 kills so far, and that's nearly the exact same number as the entire rest of the team combined. It's a full send on over to B. What type of response can Spy have right here? He's got a shotgun to deal with, but able to find one anyway. The flash is perfect, but Neil shut down, and just like that, the B side has been captured.
Still the 1 player left in there. Creto knows how many are out there, doesn't want to risk it, calls for help, and that's why Caesar comes in. Now the reads are good, and still though needs to clear a few more angles. Very risky sliding in there, but you know what? Check right, and you will find a few more to meet your acquaintance. 122 left, and still as they get eliminated, ever so slowly, 1v1 to bring us back into it.
Some speedy gunfights right here. Veer versus Says. Veer with the sniper in hand, but Says actually going to opt to wrap all the way back toward that A side. And this could be perfectly played, as obviously now Veer, no information to work with. But Say's gonna actually counterplay right here as he wraps back into the B site. or maybe just looking for info right here. Still 50 seconds to work with, but timing does not go his way. Veer on the flank, going to be able to shut him down, and Says maybe trying to get a little too fancy with it right there. Ends up paying for it.
Now we're in round 9. I mean, Exclusive there won that crucial 1v1 in convincing fashion. Love it, because it was just such an elongated 1v1. It was too long, really, to get Kings any sort of, you know, takeaways from the round. Still set things go through. Nice from Exclusive, though. Aggressive on A, just to feel it out, but Kings haven't committed bomb yet. Still needs to be thrown. They're saving theirs for potential retake or even a site clear if they need it. But look at the 1v1 here.
Grizz gets spotted. He exits already. We can give Spy a kill for free, so now Kings sit down 2 players. Grizz only 1 kill on the board through 9 rounds right here. And once again, seemingly all on to Marvel's back to try to clutch up a round for them. He's been able to find a couple for them single-handedly, but with the map control that Exclusive have right now, it is not going to be easy. Spy all the way pushed up toward this treehouse area. Say's going to get spotted out, and Spy is just not missing a bullet with his AK. All down to Marvel, 1v5, not meant to be, an Exclusive on the brink of going up 2-0 in this series.
Those last 2 rounds were textbook Call of Duty. I mean, even in the positions where they had all the numbers, they just isolated bomb carrier, and then there was no way they'll get back into that round. Now, for the second map in the series, potentially, set names go through. Heavy on A this time for Kings. Love it as they try to get a few angles across the board. 1v1s, though, will take place in the map.
The slow pushes have just not worked out for them, so they throw a different look right here. Caesar going to try to back up. He ends up paying for it, and Kings looked like they were finally going to find a man advantage, but Creed's going to be able to shut down one. Inferno with the trade, and into a 3v3 right here. A lot of pressure onto Creed to find at least 1 pick here. But that's all right. You got Neil to do the work as he picks Inferno. Spy, pre-fire, can't connect, and now into a 2v2.
Bomb isn't committed, though. They have control of it, but they want to clear it. I mean, Exclusive are nowhere near the site, so this really is a dream situation for Exclusive to try and retake. But again, isolation's a key, and they have a rough idea on where to look. I mean, when it comes to the reads, this is going to be a missed opportunity coming in from Neil.
Oh, man, just terrible timing for him as Marvel's going to be able to sneak through, but the shot through the bottom side of the bomb, and just like that, Raid is left all alone in a 1v2. Can't get the timing to go his way. Neil finds another pick. 11 kills for him, 16 for Spy. An Exclusive take the unexpected 2-0 lead in the series.
I eat my words. If plan A doesn't come off, plan B definitely will. That was an insane wallbang. And 7-3 to close it out. Now this, Bobby, is uncharted territory for us. We were not expecting to see Exclusive 2-0 up in winners finals.
I don't really know what to make of this one, to be honest. Like, this is, Uncharted is an understatement. Obviously, we've seen them down in the series at the beginning of the season up against Omniscient, but ever since then, they have been fully in control of every series that we've seen them play. Exclusive now on the brink of sending the Kings to the lower bracket. Even last season when Kings had a slow regular season in the playoffs, they completely dominated, and they fall apart right there as Inferno says Grizz not able to find anything, and really Kings just failed to find any successful adjustments on those A pushes out of Exclusive.
I think it's important to mention as well, Spy, you highlighted him quite a lot there. 16-5 that map, and I'm not sure if 194 impact score is high, but that definitely, in comparison to the likes of Kings, I think that rider might be a sole representative of player of the map.
I would agree with that one. Yeah. It was, I really anticipated that on the offensive side, we would see Kings throw something at them outside of the, we'll just sit back and let Marvel find picks and pray that it works out for us. It's just so much pressure to put onto one player. And once again, so much credit to Spy for just throwing so many different looks at them. He was a menace to deal with on that B site. The fact that he was able to find any kills out of this situation really put Kings into a difficult position. And Grizz today just not quite looking like himself, I think, especially in the search and destroy. Obviously, not a super shotgun-friendly map, but you got to find ways to make adjustments, and he was not able to do that. So Neil does the final damage in that round. Nasty wall bit, or I guess bomb bang
Yeah.
Close things out right there. And now Exclusive get ready to head into a control map to see if they can close things out. It is going to be a raid that I believe Kings have not lost all season.
Yeah, so that's very important to highlight as well. We have to highlight the mentality in terms of how are Kings feeling right now. This is the first time ever I've really seen them down 0-2. We're going into their best game mode though. So, Bobby, not all hope is lost, and in fact, a lot of confidence too. We've seen raid and then play it throughout the entirety of Snapdragon. Realistically, I mean, they're actually kind of shaking a little bit, given the circumstances.
Yeah, I think at this point, the history and the map counts kind of go out the window because this is, once again, very much uncharted territory. Not for them just to go down, but for them to do it in pretty convincing fashion on that firing range S&D 2. Definitely, I mean, it's obviously a must-win map because if you lose the series. So we'll see what Kings can respond with off the start of this one, and that's what you like to see. Marvel First Blood. They get a read on one player looking to push through mid. Very, very back and forth off the start, and it is completely even off the trades right here.
And Exclusive now looking to try and push onto B, but still a few players from Kings there say little about it. They win the fights, and again, time now is going to be the essence here. Ticks are so important, especially in the earlier rounds. As Kings now are supporting the south side, great player positioning to initiate that first of all. They have to make sure, though, that they can read the sort of pathing they're going to take. I mean, in reality here, they can play for B comfortably. A great route, though, from Creed there on the east side of the map.
He is going to get shut down. But that's B completely captured now for Exclusive, and it hasn't really cost you a whole lot of lives. You still sit up 2 right here, and if you can clear some mid-map control, should have an avenue to get some pressure onto A, and that's exactly what you got to do. Caesar shuts down Raid right here. Looking to make his way on into kitchen. You got a shotgun to deal with, but does not miss a bullet. Flicks on to Grizz right there. And this is the opportunity as he pushes through toward that top side spawn. Veer going to be able to find the last kill, and players have now made their way onto that A objective. Caesar clears through window and full control of this A site right now for Exclusive. Kings have got to do something.
Crucial kills coming in from Creed. Now listen, they can still repopulate basketball court. Kings have got the reader, but the Hunter Killer drone will keep them at bay. They have to try and fence their way back into the control site. They got to jump, they got to fly.
5 kills between the two. Exclusive continue to stack onto the point. Veer's got to get dealt with. Creed looking to reinforce right here. Raid in the top side, looking to find an angle, but the spokes give them a little bit of clearance, and Say's going to be forced onto the point. Veer can continue to chill right here. Creed finds the final kill, and that's Exclusive taking round 1.
Okay, now this is definitely April Fool's Day to some degree. A very impressive round there from Exclusive, and it was convincing too. They had all the right control areas. Basketball court was not going to be met with any aggression from Kings, and they were forced into choke points where they were going to inevitably die. So now, into round number 2. Again, set names go through onto the B site, but still Kings here might not get it.
Even though the kills were fairly even, I would say that was one of the more dominant control rounds that we've seen out of Exclusive. Creed responds, War Machine, what can he find? You've already had Grizz picking up 2, maybe 3 kills right there, but trades back the opposite direction. You avoid at least some of that life disparity that started to build, but Kings dominant control over on the B side. Nothing to work with through those smokes right there, and Neil gonna get shut down. So with that, Exclusive gonna be left licking their wounds and wrapping back on over toward the A side.
Still though, I think when it comes to kitchen control here, Ray's got that already locked down. And look at the players now from King, still 2 going to fence through the cutouts. And look at the aggression from the east side. Now Exclusive are fenced in basketball courts. They're going to throw a War Machine in there too. It's going to be a firing squad situation here.
Neil able to find 2 right there, but traded out. Marvel gonna invest the Annihilator, but he gets taken down immediately. Not sure if he's gonna get any charge back on that one. And the round's not quite over for Exclusive, but you've got to shut down this wave and see if you can reset right here. 4 operators for them to work with. Neil's gonna pop the claw. Creed, shaky shots right there, and he not able to find a kill that he absolutely should have been able to have. Inferno does get taken off of his operator right there, so Exclusive, once again, the round's not over, but with the life lead built the way that it is, you got to question whether or not it's going to be worth it to invest anything else, and it doesn't look like they will.
18-8. Yeah, Kings now can still play for time here. They just want to get positioning awareness and maybe get some kills on the board. I mean, Ray has been so good at playing the rats and just keeping it in contention, but still, we're down to the last few.
He's on a 6 spree right there. Exclusive down to 2 lives. And once again, no real reason to invest anything right here. You'll gladly let Kings get things locked down, and with those 2 lives going away, we tie things up at 1-1. Definitely a lot more convincing than the first round that we saw out of Exclusive. So still maybe some hope for Kings. They've got 4 operators charged and ready to go. So they're going to look to get aggressive right here. We'll see what they can find on the B side.
2 offenses, 1 from both sides. Maybe a little bit of strategy change wouldn't be a bad idea. Again, though, we are seeing Kings take the first few kills off the board and control over the B side. Now, these new spawns coming in here for Exclusive are going to be at least a bit of aggression. Marble has the reads.
Big kill right there to take down one of the pool side. Says seeing if he can find anything. Definitely an unusually slow start for him, but the War Machine is able to connect right there. Traded out by Creed, but once again, response from Raid. The trades do go better for Exclusive right here, though, and that's going to allow Creed to push all the way up. Grizz looking to set up the spawn trap, though, on that garage side, and that's why you see that early investment. It's not going to last very long. Is Inferno now going to be left all by his lonesome on the inside of garage, and Exclusive going to be able to deal with him. So once again, they get onto that A objective and are able to stop the clock.
Have positioning as well. Good headies on basketball court, but when it comes to the players losing sight here, we are seeing Kings populate B. Realistically, it's distracting towards Exclusive because they haven't got the numbers here to meet the aggression, and it's just a real situation where we know what's going to happen. We know the spawns. We know exactly how they're going to play for us, especially when we are caught in the blender. But now we are going to be seeing just B left alive, and Kings have realistically now got every single choke point set up.
Spy should have had eye on that tack laser, but oh, terrible timing for him on ADS right there. Another kill just devastating, and Raid can't be touched on the inside of Red Room. So that's 3 kills in a row for him and completely resets the push out of this Exclusive squad. Gonna make the read on Neil as well, making a 5th. Can he find a 6th? Not meant to be, but the damage has been done. Marvel's gonna pop the Annihilator right here. Will he be able to find any value toward that driveway side? Yes, he will. Nothing on Neil, though. Crucial trade, but still way too late for Exclusive to find any type of value. And to be honest, maybe would have liked to see Marvel save that Annihilator given the position they were in the round regardless. King should be able to close things out right here as Raid picks up another 2-piece. And he has just been a walking laser beam. 25 kills on the board for him.
Since he's been brought back into the fold for Kings, we are just seeing a whole new look to their style. It's just rewarding in this stage of the season, given how important we're getting, especially because they're around the corner. We wouldn't mind seeing Ray on main stage. I certainly wouldn't, especially given now that Kings are going to be playing now with a 2-1 lead. Again, on the offensive side here, a heavy commitment towards A.
Annihilator comes out. Nothing off the first shot. Can he find the second? Inferno trying to push up through the smoke. And that's not a whole lot of value. Kings do a phenomenal job of responding to the heavy investment off the start for Exclusive right there. Only 2 operators remain, but their operators do get traded out as well. Kings getting the better of the trades right here. Full control over toward the B side, and only 1 player there to respond. Caesar needs value, nothing to be found.
Still, though, I think Ray is playing so good on the island. Exclusive now just trying to kill him. There's no point in facing objective play, especially when there's now a deficit of 6 lives, and B is the main progression now. I think Kings here have got such good pressure. Despite the kills in mid and the streaks being called in, it just looks to be that Kings here want to play for a full continuous trap around the map.
It really feels like Raid is just single-handedly winning the map for them. There has been no room for error for Exclusive because they've been spending so much time trying to hunt him down and get him off streaks that the objectives have just been completely free for the rest of the squad. He's going to call in the equalizer right there, gets information. Is he going to ego chow right here? Yes, he is, and shuts down Spy off the heady. That's going to give them money room control and should allow the reinforcements to flood on through Kitchen. With a 10-life lead, this should be an all but guaranteed round for this King squad as more operators start to come out.
I mean, listen, when it comes to Ray playing so well inside of Cash, it completely changes the break-off for Exclusive. They can't push through Kitchen anymore. They have to full front basketball. It's terrible, especially when the utility has to be naded perfectly. There's only so many smokes they can use. 14-7, 80 seconds left in the round, and still, it's going to be just down to Caesar alone.
Yeah, he's going to get isolated right there. Inferno there for the shutdown. Veer, nice response to find a snipe, but 13-2 doesn't look like this one was meant to be. Spy going to be there to trade one, but once again, you got to deal with the players on the objective. There's a hunter-killer in the sky, and Neil is left all alone. Sniper in hand, probably not where you want to be. Kings bounce back. They find the opening and look to try to start the reverse sweep.
I mean, it is on. I think we talked last series, me and Brody, quite intense about we haven't seen a reverse sweep at all. And realistically speaking, we actually have now seen, you know, map 4 is quite common in particularly my last series. But I think what is going to be the main selling point here is exclusive. Now, that first hardpoint we watched was, is it a fluke or is it, you know, like genuine improvement?
Yeah, that's really the question, and it definitely seemed like they had made sizable improvements at multiple points. I think one of the things you got to keep an eye on is the fact that Grizz has just not really quite looked like himself. Better performance right there. But obviously the win was largely off the back of Raid and the work that he was doing. 35 and 14, just stupid numbers right there. As he nearly single-handedly carries them to a win in the control. Thing is, heading into takeoff, more than likely this is going to be an exclusive map pick, which is going to make it that much more difficult for Kings.
I think just to highlight Ray just one last time on that last map, I got the round 4 and he was on 31 kills at the start. So he got 4 kills in that last round. That really was sort of the team's dynamic there coming into the fray of things, but still just such a dominant performance. And now we're going into the next map. Now we're going into uncharted territory for Kings.
Yeah, it's definitely a scary place to be. No margin for error. It definitely seems like they've regained a little bit of their confidence, and I think especially with Raid playing the way that he has, and the fact that I would consider Takeoff to be one of Grizz's better maps, they absolutely have an opportunity to force a map 5, and even if they're able to do so, it's going to be an uphill battle given the fact that Exclusive have looked really, really good on the map that they picked right there. So if you're Kings, like, it's still an uphill battle regardless of the outcome. Even if you win the hard point, very, very difficult path ahead.
I think we have to really go forward in this hard point with the mindset of, let's see how the first 60 seconds go. I mean, again, when it comes to the start of every hard point in P1, it's either a fight for control or it's like we get a lot of time in this and then sacrifice the next 4 hills. Realistically speaking, Exclusive in the time from round 1 to now have developed quite a, well, at least a set strategy against Kings anyway. I mean, when it came to their first series of today, it was a bit more like, well, if Innocent are getting maps off them, have they improved really? I think we were shut up very quickly on the first 2 maps here.
And we were kind of questioning coming into this one, surprised to see Shark out of the rotation for Exclusive, given what a dominant force that he's been. But the fact that Exclusive already have looked so much better than they did the first time around up against Kings, once again, makes it look like maybe one of those roster changes that you don't really expect based on the numbers, but the team might just work better this way, and they're going to look to send the Kings to the lower bracket in this one. We'll see what they can do right here, and we'll actually not see his little reset right here.
Okay.
And
they did their most, especially in the first few seconds. You know what? Let's go more further into what to expect. I think in terms of Kings right now, again, we've talked macro. We've talked exactly about how they could potentially reverse sweep, and that is just because of their caliber and what we expect of them now, currently. If we were to potentially see them in lower bracket, what sort of... well, first it would be a harder road for them, but what sort of expectations now would then change for us?
I mean, I think that regardless of what happens for Kings right here, I think they have proven the most out of any of the European teams. I don't anticipate they're going to have a difficult time with any of the teams in the lower bracket. Obviously, we saw Omniscient take them to a map 5 earlier in the season, but that was very early in the season when Omniscient realistically looked a lot stronger, or maybe it was just Kings looking weaker. Obviously, there's a chance that they could go up against Mont as well, but no question Mont have the most to prove out of all the teams that remain in this competition. So I would say regardless of the outcome, I feel like Kings are still the team to beat, but it would be quite a feat for Exclusive if they could do just that right here on this takeoff.
Set names go free, kick things off here, and really it's a foot race straight to P1. Kings have got more of a spread break off. They want to get the angles isolated straight away. Flashes go through in already. We've seen the first few trades go down, and now when Kings try to at least segregate themselves across the map, the hill's going to be fought for contention. Again, though, great positioning there coming in from Inferno.
Raid, opening kill, and once again going to be able to read one, but the quickscope out of Neil is there, and that's 4 in the feed for Exclusive. So that's going to relieve some of that pressure for players on the objective, but Grizz comes flying through with a shotgun in hand. He's going to be able to shut down True, but once again, trades are there, and it's going to be exclusive, locking in the edges of this map. Nobody in the hard point right now. Kings do have those stronger spawns toward P2. Say's going to slide out, but not able to win the gunfight, as once again, at least on the hard point, exclusive looking a lot more convincing.
Yeah, still no time to be had as the final 2 kills come in. Exclusive now will run onto it, 20 seconds left, and only a slight lead now, positioning ourselves or posturing up for P2. And realistically speaking again here, it's good movement from Exclusive. They've got the high-low strategy and they're employing lots of utility.
Not only do they get those first 27 seconds in the hard point, but perfect setup toward P2 right here. Is Spy going to be able to read this one player on the low ground right there? That's going to be Say's shut down, and once again, Kings in a really difficult spot. Spawning all the way across the map, pressure onto Inferno to find at least one on the pinch right here. He's going to be able to do that, so now pressure from the backside of those spawns, but Caesar there to respond, able to find 2. Exclusive continue to lock in the hard point time as a big time kill comes out of here to shut down those rotations and make it 2. They continue to stack up time. Kings only 5 seconds so far.
25 left on this, and Grizz now just trying to at least apply his trade here for the last few. But we do look towards especially how this is going. I mean, listen, lots of contestants here, and Exclusive clearly so much more comfortable in these fighting for control moments. When Creed can get around the back of the map and just isolate these kills on the respawns, it creates an issue now where, again, Kings are going to be nowhere near the next hill, but realistically speaking, they might just about get on to new.
And Raid, who is an absolute nightmare to deal with on map 3, only 1 kill on the board. He has been in the blender, and Creed with a little bit extra English on that one. He's got a 5 spree as he finally gets shut down. Kings finally with an opportunities. They hit that early rotation toward P3, desperately need a strong chain right here between this and P4. And Inferno locking in the high ground with the claw in hand, should get some information and a couple more kills. For the time being, the players on the objective should have a little bit of breathing room, but not going to hear the footsteps up above, and that's going to be Caesar breaking through.
That's 33 huge seconds where Exclusive now can look for 100 points realistically. Kings now are just applying the pressure, but still spawns are going to favor them only for a little bit in terms of breaking. Their play call's different. They're going for a rotation. Very smart. You can go for maybe a 70-point gap here. If you want to get the full 16, employ it. I mean, hey, great look. I think now it needs to be retain the lives, try not to get traded as much as possible, but look at the coverage here already. 2 players stuck in a hill.
This is a really early rotation for how close these 2 hard points are to each other. That's going to allow Veer to already get out and apply pressure toward that next hard point. Inferno's going to be able to cut off 1 on rotation right here, but King's still in position. It's just a question of, are those 19 seconds that you just gave up for free actually going to end up being worth it? So far, they've been able to make it worth their while, but Creed gets pushed up right here. Veer working that stair heady, able to clear off those players spawning in the backside, and Creed very happy, just owns some contest time right here. He's gonna pick up a shotgun for himself and see what he can do to battle with Grizz. Big kill to open things up for Exclusive once again.
Still though, I think playing static here is Creed's best bet, because now we're seeing Kings trying to isolate 2 different paths. Simply not gonna be a rewarding factor. The shotgun's too lethal in close quarters combat.
Creed says, I am the captain now, shuts down Grizz as well. They keep things contested right there. Grizz finally breaks on through, but the equalizer in the hands of Raid gonna be enough to clear out the hard point. At the bare minimum, afford those extra 10 seconds of scrap time, but still a large gap to be closed right now for this King squad. Pretty heavy push toward P4 given how much time is remaining right there. Grizz is going to be able to push out and find yet another kill. So I would say King's doing about everything they could hope to do off the backside of that one, not only picking up the scrap time, but shutting down the push, but it has not mattered with Creed completely locking down P1 once again.
Yeah, and look at this free time as well. I think 5 seconds before any contact happens, Exclusive now can look to sort of rework. I think, though, these are really big kills from Nil. Great high ground, especially, again, because the AK isn't truly meta. Now, the effectiveness on this map has been sublime. I think in terms of isolating these long-range kills and not really letting Kings get anywhere near the hard point has shown to be a true win condition.
Creed able to find another one. Trying to cut off those rotations. Once again, here's the footsteps, and that's another kill going the way of Exclusive. It has been so ridiculously one-sided with the exception of Marvel, who once again feels like so many times has had to try to just put this Kings squad on his back. Veer's going to be able to shut down yet another right there. Saves with a two-piece with a nade in hand, but once again, only so much that can be done with the lead that we've seen built in. It's once again nearly 100-point lead for Exclusive on this second set of hard points.
Kings just have got 56 seconds so far. Haven't really found any pressure, but the final wave of kills there does get scrap time. Or, sorry, initial 50 seconds left there to try and get themselves back into it. Can play for 112. Annihilator online, though, does help to at least clear some space outside of the hill.
They get the first 20 seconds right here, so that's a stepping stone, but Caesar's going to respond. Players shut down, equalizers taken out of the equation. And once again, Raid trying to get going. Grizz on the top side is going to get shut down as well, and that is a prime position to have a claw. Another kill goes through for Exclusive as they lock in more time here on P2. Creed wins another fight on the backside of that one. And now Raid left all alone, just hoping the reinforcements arrive in time. They do not. Creed there for the shutdown. Grizz looking to get these last 10 seconds of scrap time, but that should open up a free rotation right here for Exclusive. A little bit of split spawn situation though, and that's only going to be one player rotated out early. Grizz got to try to find these opening kills going up against Creed.
Splits be a problem for Kings rather than Exclusive, given their lead and given the position of this hill. Yes, the head-to-heads are there, and it's pretty much even pressure here in terms of contention. But realistically speaking, Ray on the outside has to at least maybe support in the middle. I think in terms of the reads and in terms of getting these players from Exclusive to go further out and maybe get some time on the board, Kings do need it. Maybe not a bad idea, but still, 41 seconds left here. Fight for control will end up in Kings' favor.
Definitely needed to find more opportunity out of that equalizer. Now the pressure on Veer to see if he can break through with an Annihilator right here. Gonna be tough in these close angles, especially with Grizz locking down that back doorway with a shotgun. Gonna be able to find two, but can't make it a third. Grizz is there for response and will hold the line for the time being, but Caesar goes big with the Sparrow, able to clear the hard point, leaves them spawning in the backside, and sets them up for a perfect chain toward P4. Gonna be able to find two more with the Switchblade in hand. This is the perfect setup for Exclusive to blow this one wide open. Now sitting up by 70 points. Kings will take the scrap, but Exclusive exactly where they want to be.
Oh, the War Machine as well is online. This is going to be terrible for the front side if Kings can't break through. Veer's dropping down as well just to support, but realistically now you've got to read the spawns. There's 4 players from Kings all in the middle. The Hunter drone gets thrown out, and then the reads come in for free.
War Machine goes big for Says. Does get traded out right there. A lot of investment for both teams. Grizz still alive with the Sparrows, so they find a way to break on in. And still 40 seconds to be gained right here. What kind of pressure can Exclusive apply? Not going to be enough to find that opening break. Raid finally gets going. Marvel, 40 kills on the board for him, and he's still going with the Annihilator right here. Neil trying to cut off any entry into this hard point, but Kings are very content to just sit and wait. Soaking up the hard point time. There's Grizz as once again, he is the king of the hard point for this King squad.
Big contest here from Neil. Even if he dies, you know, they want to make sure the time doesn't truly get in King's favor. 2 seconds is a lot in comparison to the 185 that Exclusive do have on the board. And that rotation is going to be big here, as we are seeing the shots coming in from Sage just to keep pressure off. 1v1s, though, will isolate lots of King's players, though, throughout the middle of the map. Exclusive now look to try and employ a good strategy here. 4 players are up right now, concurrently speaking. Hunter drone gets thrown out, though, and middle will get touched first by Exclusive.
Ooh, Caesar plays his life so well right there, able to pick up one. The hard point is cleared, and once again, Exclusive move upward. Grizz, a lot of pressure for him to find a kill onto that hard point. Neil zoning out that outside area, finds way on as well, and Marvel's not going to have enough time to pick up the kill. Kings cannot continue to allow this free P1 time. A hard point that's usually so easy to keep contested. They have not found any success on, and now Exclusive only 43 points, make it 37 points away from locking in the win.
20 seconds of scrap time left, and neither team really wants to commit to it. Again, Kings don't need it more than Exclusive do. I think that when it comes to contests, though, Veer just needs to play around the lives here. Has a good read of spawns, though, and again, that pressure alone will be enough to read out or ring true. Still, though, I mean, realistically speaking here again, the next hill's going to come online. Exclusive just about get 5 seconds here. When it comes to new, a 1v1's going to take place for that time.
Inferno on the top side has got to win at least one gunfight right here. Neil looking to hit the flank right here, and that's going to be the flip that they were looking for. EMP does go out, raid equalizer. What can it find? Claw does come into play as well, and the feed goes fully blue. Inferno hopping out, gets shut down right there, and that's the opening for exclusive. Caesar able to poke a hole right there. Says reads one on the flank, and the War Machine's going to come out for him, so the response with the operators is there for Kings, but they have got to play perfect hardpoint the rest of the way through. Equalizer's going to get shut down. They look to hold the line here.
Oh, it's a great lineup as well. Now just 4 players from exclusive here, just funneling into the top side of the hill, and realistically the War Machine will do a lot of damage in terms of taking control. And now we have to look for the last 20 seconds here. Kings will then cross 200 points. Exclusive and Kings in that turn will then fight for rotation. It'll be the biggest foot race thus far in terms of Kings staying alive in winners.
Says streaks have been earned right here. He's got a pred missile. That could be crucial information. But looking at exclusive, there's 4 operators charged and ready to go. They want to lock down things and win here on P3. And they've got the setup to do it. Players are there. Reinforcements arrive. Marvel, boxing gloves. That's not going to be enough for more than one player. They've got this completely locked down, and they've got the utility to take the win here. Neil, Claw, able to find one. They continue to zone out. Kings are forced to take the long route, and that's one player spawning on the close side. He's going to get shut down. There's still a War Machine to keep them zoned out. Creed's going to be able to find another. Only 5 seconds for Kings to make their way into the hard point. One player's there, but he's going to get shut down, and exclusive hold the line, and they dethrone the Kings and send them to the lower bracket.
Well, what have we just watched? I think that was gotta be the biggest upset so far in the ESL Snapdragon Pro Series. I have to say, this is insane. And it was clinical. Both hard points for one in convincing fashion by exclusive. Realistically, control, yeah, it's still a weak point, but Kings just got slaughtered.
That was not what I expected at all. Not only from the series, but from the map. Kings just such slow starts in every single one of the hard points, and that had really been their strongest game mode throughout the season. So to see them struggle in that fashion was certainly not what we expected, but not only for it to be in one mode, but to see it happen in Search and Destroy as well, exclusive. The improvements were absolutely there, and they certainly earned that series 3-1.
I actually can't believe that. Look, I think we all sort of thought that exclusive beating Kings it's not on the realms of possibility, but based on some of the series that we've seen over the season, based on exclusive in their previous game, yeah, okay, dealing with Omniscient, but not necessarily being the most convincing. The fact that they've came in 3-1 Kings, 2 hardpoint wins on top of that as well. Incredible, incredible stuff from exclusive. And I mean, like, I'm going to presume that Kings will get themselves to the grand final, of course. It sets us up so beautifully for that. It is just going to be an absolute banger. What a performance from exclusive.
Where was this the first time they faced off? Like you said, Bobby clearly did some work in that downtime between the end of the season and now here in finals. My biggest question is, like Tun just said, pretty likely now with Kings dropping down into that lower bracket that they'll be able to make a lower bracket run, get themselves into that grand finals. Did exclusive peak too early?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that gives them so much momentum right there. Yeah. And I think once again, it's one of those roster changes that on paper doesn't make sense to take Shark out of the rotation. But it's obviously worked as they're able to take down Kings and some last-second adjustments on top of, once again, we talked about the fact the meta changes. Are there some teams that are uber-dependent on this OTM mag for the DRH to be able to get those wins? Obviously, you can't really look at Marvel for that because he was using the DRH without it, and once again, carrying all the way through those series. But just definitely uncharacteristic games out of a lot of the rest of the players on that squad, and definitely going to need to regain. We've seen them do that before. We've seen them bounce back and have a big playoffs, but this is an exclusive squad that is not messing around.
They looked fantastic. This is going to, like you said, it's going to be an insane day 2 now, as that was our last match here for the first half of our challenge finals. But things are going to only get more exciting. Like we said before, it's a best of 7 when it comes to our grand finals as well. So that will give the teams a little bit more opportunity to have this back and forth. But now also taking into consideration, if I'm not mistaken, exclusive will come in with a 1-map advantage being in that upper bracket versus the lower brackets. That's another thing that they seem to have to be paying attention to, Connie.
Yeah, in terms of the actual format there, I love the idea of the 1-map advantage. I think it really will add sort of precedence as to why winner's bracket was so important in the first place. And really, it does put Kings in a position now where, again, they have to prove even more than they actually have proven so far in the entirety of the series. It's just a case now, can they, you know, go through lower bracket, like Chris said, set us up for that final and give us the justice we deserve?
I'm stoked. I did not see it playing out this way, and I am very excited to see what happens now throughout the rest of the day. Obviously, we're done for now, but before we even say goodbye, we have to start recapping the day. Give me your thoughts on everything that went down.
Look, I think for the most part, up until that game, oh yeah, kind of as expected, Kings coming out nice and hot up against Mon. You would expect that. Exclusive against Omniscient, I was happy in the sense that we've seen a lot more from Omniscient than we did in the previous series between themselves and Exclusive, because let's face it, I mean, they could have done anything and looked better than they did in that series. So that was good. So Omniscient are still within a shout here. I think they'll be looking at it and sort of saying, look, Kings just lost. If we beat Mont, let's go up against them and give them the game that we give them in that first week.
Oh,
again.
God.
Like, they will want to prove themselves again. And now they're going up against the Kings, who are either going to answer in the sense of it is a wounded animal now cornered, you know, you don't want to be going too near, or are they going to be able to take advantage of them maybe just being a little bit down in the dumps about that one? It's an interesting theory.
Bobby, we've seen this happen across a couple regions where we have this undefeated squad throughout an entire challenge season, then we get to finals, and I don't know what happens, but they get put on the back foot and then they struggle a little bit. Do you think that's the case with Kings?
I don't think that it will be, just because this squad has been together through so many things. I think a lot of the teams that we've seen that happen to have been less experienced, exception being maybe Glorious, who is the former Skade squad from 2022. And if that ends up being the case, then I don't know. Sometimes the expectations just go out the window, because there are teams that, by all odds, should be able to close out series, and they just fail to do so. But once again, I think they've got the leadership and the talent on this squad to be able to beat Exclusive. Whether or not they can actually do it's a different question, because I think a lot of this is absolutely on Exclusive's improvements and the changes that they've made to be able to beat Kings. So I don't think it's even necessarily all on the Kings playing worse than we expected. I think a lot of this is just Exclusive hitting all 4 cylinders at the right time.
All right, and Connie, final thoughts from you. First day on the broadcast, first day with some great matches as well. What are your impressions?
Well, I've only been for a day, and I'll tell you what, I think I've completely changed the course of history for the entire series. I will say, though, in terms of expectations, I've been impressed thoroughly. Great gameplay and lots of interesting matches. I will also add, though, in terms of surface level and deeper meaning for what this means for Kings, surface level, I mean, the luck ran out, right? But on a deeper level, I think throughout the time from round robin to now, and even before then, they gave away a little bit of information about their game, to which the entirety of the opposition put together and took the series 3-1.
All right, well, it was a great way to kick off our challenge finals, but the upper bracket portion of our competition is now done, and it's Exclusive who claim the first spot in our grand finals that will happen back here tomorrow. But of course, tomorrow, first we'll move through that lower bracket portion of the competition to see who goes up against Exclusive in that best of 7. So make sure you tune back in so you see how everything plays out. As always, a huge thank you to Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy, Monster Energy, and DHL for helping us make this whole thing possible. And a huge thank you to all of you at home for watching. It's time for us to get into NA in just a short while. If you're here for EU only, we'll see you tomorrow.
Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. I don't got the time, put me in, coach. I've been going hard, time to let it show. Everything raw, give it to me now. Let me have the spot, man, it's going down. Gotta get it here, I don't wanna wait. Take what I want, then I go train. Gotta get a win, I won't lose the game. This is my year, I ain't gonna break. Strap in, cause it's gonna be a long ride. Working on me every single day and night. There comes a time when your worlds will collide. If it's holding you back, push it right to the side.
Another level, I will will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal.
Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here.
On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal.
Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. I don't got the time, put me in, coach. I've been going hard, time to let it show. Everything raw, give it to me now. Let me have the spot, man, it's going down. Gotta get it here, I don't wanna wait. Take what I